We all talk about Chinese labs leading the open source and open weight community in AI, but there is one Western lab which is also doing quite a lot when it comes to open source models. And surprisingly enough, that is NVIDIA. Their Nemotron models I have been covering up for the last couple of years, and you know what? They are improving a lot. This is where they have released this new model called as Nemotron Cascade. This is what we are going to install and test out, but more importantly, they have done some innovations in the model in terms of post training, which I want to explain in as simple words as possible. This is Fahad Mirza and I welcome you to the channel. Please like the video and subscribe and consider becoming a member. Please also follow me on X. Now, allow me to explain this model a bit before I even begin the installation. So this Cascade model is a 30 billion parameter mixture of expert model where only 3 billion parameters are active at any given time during inference. This is just how mixture of expert or MOE architecture works. Different parameters handle different inputs. The benchmark results are awesome. I'll talk about them briefly shortly, but look at this training pipeline. This starts with supervised fine tuning, but hold the horses here. Let me kick off the installation so that we could let the model download and prerequisites installed while we discuss this model. I'm going to use this Ubuntu system. I have this GPU card, NVIDIA A100 with 80 GB of VRAM. I'm going to create a virtual environment with Conda. If you're looking to rent a GPU on very affordable price, you can find the link to Massed Compute in video's description with a discount coupon code of 50% for a range of GPU. So please do check them out. Okay, so virtual environment is created and I would highly recommend it to create it. Next up, we need to install some of the prerequisites, which include torch and transformer. So let me run this, and this is going to take a few minutes. So while that happens, let's talk about this pipeline now. So this training pipeline starts with supervised fine tuning on a large curated data set covering math, code, science, and tool use plus some general conversation. From there, the model goes through instruction following RL or reinforcement learning to nail down basic instruction adherence, then multi-domain RL, which handles STEM reasoning, tool calling, and structured output simultaneously since these don't conflict with each other. Then comes the stabilization step where we have this new innovation which I was talking about, multi-domain on policy distillation, where the model is trained against its own strongest checkpoints from earlier in the pipeline, one per domain. So the best math checkpoint teaches the current model math, the best alignment checkpoint teaches it alignment, and so on and so forth. This recovers any skills that degraded during the previous RL stages, and that is one of the innovation which they have done. Very impressive in my humble opinion. Now, once that's done, RLHF or reinforcement learning with human feedback aligns it with human preferences. Long context RL extends its reasoning over very large inputs. Code or RL pushes competitive programming performance using only 3500 extremely hard problems. And finally, they have the SUI RL, which trains it to operate as a software engineering agent inside real code bases. Let's go back to the terminal and see what is happening. Everything is installed. And now let me download the model. It's not a gated model, but it's always a good idea to log into Hugging Face so that you will get a better speed and you won't be throttled, because these are huge big files and you can grab your read token for free from your Hugging Face profile. And now let's get this model downloaded. I think it is around 50 to 60 GB on the disk, and you can see that the speed of mass compute is really good, around 500 MB. So while it downloads that, let's have a very quick word on its benchmark. And you can probably already see that the benchmarks are actually quite impressive. It has achieved gold medal level on IMO, IOI, and ICPC, which are the hardest math and programming competitions in the world. So despite being 20 times smaller than the only other model that has done this, it beats model 2 to 4 times its size on coding and math. But there are weak spots. You can see here general knowledge task, which is a base model problem. It's not a training pipeline problem. It hasn't done really well there, but could have done, I guess. Anyway, by the way, this one has been post-trained from the Nemotron 3 Nano 30 billion A3 base, which we already have covered on the channel too. Okay, now you know all about its training and all that stuff. Let's go back to our terminal. And the model is downloaded. Let me now launch my Jupyter notebook and we will play with this model in the notebook. And now let's first load our model. And the model is fully loaded onto the GPU. Let me show you the VRAM consumption. So it is consuming just close to 64 gig of VRAM. Okay, so I'm just going to close this for now. Let's try this model out now. So first up, I'm going to ask it a coding prompt. So this is where I am giving it a long prompt to create me a self-contained HTML file where we want it to have this mystical desert night with stars in the HTML, where there will be an ancient golden lamp or lantern where a genie would appear when we click it, and it is going to ask us for our wishes. We are going to select a wish and then it is going to grant us. So let's see if it is able to create it. There is a lot of stuff happening in this one. So not only there are constraints, it has to do instruction following, reasoning, plus the code has to be spot on. So let me run this and we will, and then of course if you just go down, we are just tokenizing that, we are encoding it, sending it to the model is generating the output, and then it is going to give us our result back. I'm just going to increase this a bit more. Maybe I'll just make it this because it's a big one, and then we are going to run this. And it has generated the code, as you can see. If I go through the code, it seems very basic to me. I haven't run it yet. Very basic. We also tested this prompt with Minimax model, if you remember, 2 days ago, and that really threw it out of the park. But this is where I'm just checking. It has tried and then it has given us some explanation of the code and then quick walkthrough, which is good, and enjoy the spell. So it says you can copy the whole thing, save it as an index HTML file, where I have just saved it like this, as you can see. And when I open this, it shows me this. There is some image because I don't have an image here. When I touch, anyway, but even if you don't worry about the background image, it doesn't do anything. You see, I'm touching it, it's not doing anything. So the first test failed. Let's try out another coding test. Okay, so what I'm going to do, instead of giving it this generic prompt, I'm going to uh, use its Python tool calling format, which they have shared in their Hugging Face repo. So this is where I'm giving it this prompt in their format to see if it performs better. And this is their tool calling format, so the model can write and execute its own code to verify the solution. And basically the problem is to find the kth smallest value in a tree subtree. Still, it's a hard problem, quite a competitive programming one, and if it has won the gold medal, it should solve that, in my humble opinion. Let's run this. And after thinking for 10 to 15 minutes, model has come back. And if I go through this response, which I already have done, the model is clearly thinking deeply and correctly. It's working through persistent segment trees, Euler tours, offline algorithms, and value compression, all of which are the right approaches for this problem. But you know what? I think that the model needs to be run exactly in this format where enable thinking should be true and you need to apply its chat prompt. So this is a reasoning trace, which is quite good. Now, the answer is correct, by the way. It has resolved the problem, but things for a long, long time. So the idea behind this model is that only if you use this format and it is present on their Hugging Face card, then it works fine. So for tool calling, the model looks quite good, but for generic tasks, I won't be using it. Also, I believe that this innovation around MOPD, this is a main thing, and I'm expecting more and more models to be using this in the future, with of course improved performance, especially on the general tasks. Anyway, good progress from NVIDIA. Let me know what you think. Again, please like the video, and if you're interested in generic Nemotron models, because there are some really cool ones, you can just search on my channel. That's it. Please like the video and follow me on X. Thank you for all the support.